post-game show from Wise Pies Arena. New Mexico 78, Utep 77, the final. It's time for the post-game coaches' comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico as we welcome in Lobo head coach Craig Neal. And Coach Neal, great start to the game, the 21-point lead, and then it all disappeared, but a terrific sequence at the end to pull it out, 78-77.
Yeah, I just thought our guys came out really well. I thought they came out, moved the ball, did some things, got up, got on them good. They got some stops, really guarded at a high level. And then, you know, I made a big mistake, and it's on me. I tried to play the bench and try to develop the bench, and it went on a 21-10 run. And they thought it was just going to be easy and that they weren't going to have to guard, and we weren't moving the ball like the first unit was. And when you don't do that, especially against a team like him, Coach Floyd that plays triangle and 2, box and 1, man, zone, he made a really good move in the first half. He went 2-3 zone because he knows what we're shooting from the 3. And, it hurt us a little bit, but then we started making plays and settling in. Took, I think, a 9-point lead at half. 8-point lead at half, came out, and then we let them get too many shots, but we had a hard time guarding a dribble. I mean, when you can't guard dribble and you're over helping and you're giving guys shots, but you got to give them credit, they made shots. And we had several opportunities where we had chances to make shots, and we haven't been able to shoot the ball real well, but they shot it outstanding. You got to take your hat off to them. But it's a weird game because we were in control, and then we go, we shoot 65% from the line, which, we've been shooting 75. So it's one of those things that, it happened, and we didn't play very well. We turned it over 15 times and only had 13 assists. But, we had a guy make a big play, and he's never afraid to miss it. He's never afraid to make it. He just makes plays, and it might not always work out, but he's not afraid to make a play.
No, and you guys made some plays there to close it out, and we kind of talked during the game. Winning close games, that's something you guys struggled with this year, and you were able to pull it off.
Big time. And you've won a number of close games in here, Hunter, and you know what it's like. The best thing that happened tonight was us to win, because I think that it'll help them get over the hump. That they won't say that we're cursed or we can't do it or whatever, but they just stayed the course. And I'll tell you who, Xavier Adams made 3 big plays, and I just had a hunch that we needed some defensive stops and somebody to stick his nose in there, and he stuck it in there 3 times and made some big-time plays. And, we got to continue to do it. We're still a little out of sync because in the first half we were really moving it and really looking for Joe and O, and we were getting dunks, and we started the second half like that, and then we kind of didn't look for him anymore. And, because they've always looked for Tim. And Utah State did it against us last year, and Tim just was able to get any catch he wanted. Air Force did it against us, and he was able to get any catch he wanted down there. But we got to continue to throw the ball to Joe and O, and we got to make some more plays down there when they do that. I don't think we're going to see it again, but it's hard to prepare for, especially when kids don't see it.
You mentioned the great play at the finish by Elijah Brown, who makes plays. He hit the game winner, a tough 2 that puts you in front. The play by Jordan Hunter was equally important to get you within 1.
Jordan Hunter just made a basketball play. I mean, he just made a basketball play. We had plenty of time, 22 seconds. He made a good play. We were looking to get a 3, couldn't get it done, drove it to the rim with plenty of time. Then you just prolong the game. And, my hat's off to him because he's really matured and really he's playing at a good level. I thought he played terrific tonight. He made a big play late. I just got to try to figure out how I can get him some more jump shots because I think he's a good jump shooter. And then what happens, and Hunter can tell you this, and Robert, you've seen enough, guys get in a rhythm, but if you haven't had one for a half and you get one, and it's not that easy, but we got to start making some shots.
Yeah, and you got some points from, like you said, you were looking to produce points from other players, and you got it from Jordan Hunter, and of course Sam Logwood stepped up.
Right.
But on the defensive front, that still seems to be the issue in terms of stopping guards, you look at the backcourt for UTEP, out of the 77 points, they had 60 of them.
Right. 3 point guards.
Yeah, and Barrett just, And we played this game, and as a jump shooter, I mean, you got to put a guy on his butt. I mean, at some point you can't let him.
And he barely made the scouting report.
We talked about that. I don't even mention that.
I'll bet you I don't have their stats in front of me, but I'll bet you he didn't make.
No.
I'll bet you he hadn't made 7 all year.
No.
He was 6 out of 15.
So I mean, he made the most he's made tonight, but you got to give him credit. He made big shots. He had an opportunity. He made them, but we got to do some more breakdown drills, and we got to learn how to guard the ball. And we just give in to guarding the ball too easy. And anytime you can drive and kick, and I mean we're able to drive it and we're able to kick it, we got to start making some shots too. So guys got to get up and shoot some shots. But I thought Sam hit a big shot for us down late. But we got to keep Joe and O engaged. And I thought Connor did a nice job. He had 4 rebounds. I thought he played some good minutes.
Yeah. I wanted to get back to the Logwood shot. You just mentioned it because I think that was crucial, and I wanted to ask is it was open at the 3-point line, but decided to wait and gave a little fake and stepped inside and knocked down the mid-range.
I don't know if you guys saw it. 2 possessions in a row, tie game, we had him ISO'd over there against Wilms, and I just want him to drive it because we're in double bonus. And I don't know if he didn't feel comfortable doing it but anytime you get a 7'1" guy out on you, like a guy like Sam, you got to drive him. But it was a new deal, and we were just fortunate to get out of here alive. But it's like I said in the press conference, anytime you play Utep, New Mexico State, doesn't matter what kind of year they're having, what kind of team they got, it's going to come down to where it's going to be a really fierce, competitive game.
More on Connor McDougal. 16 big bench minutes and 9 points, 4 rebounds. Did a nice job.
Yeah, he did a great job. He rebounded better. He made some plays, but we've got to get something from Jalen Harris. We got to get something from Damian. Those guys got to give us something. And to be honest with you, I just shortened our bench in the second half.
Well, and I think the halftime, you saw UTEP adjust it, but then we weren't able to respond. I saw where you actually, Elijah had a couple of post-ups.
Yep.
I mean, Barrett maybe 5'9".
Yeah,
and
it's just difficult because they're playing a box and one. So if you post him, there's a guy behind him. So you got to have other guys make plays.
And they did that in the second half. They did go to that box and one.
They did it because they wanted our other guys to make plays. And when you're shooting what we're shooting from the field, it's pretty good odds right now.
That's a good point.
When you go box and run, you can run all the sets and all the stuff we practiced yesterday, and guys still have to make plays.
Okay, so you've got the trip to Las Cruces coming up on Saturday, and the second matchup with New Mexico State.
Yeah, it'll be tough. They're playing really well, and it'll be like this one. So we'll have to get ready.
Confidence booster. I know you don't want to give away the lead, but to win late like that's big.
Yeah, for us, it really is. It's good for the whole group. I think we got some guys with their daubers down in there because they didn't play well or didn't get to play a lot, but that's part of it. That's Division I college basketball, and you get an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it.
All right, we'll see you in Las Cruces.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Coach. Lobo head coach Craig Neal, the Delta Dental coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Almost 400,000 New Mexicans covered by Delta Dental plans. For more information, log on to deltadentalnm.com. Lucas Helmers, our broadcast producer and engineer in the studios of Learfield in Jeff City. On-site engineer extraordinaire Michael Carlisle. I'm Robert Portnoy, broadcast partner Hunter Green. We've got Scott Stigler coming up with the Overtime Call-In Show. That will come right after this on the flagship station 770 KQB, the 50,000-watt blowtorch. You catch it on 94.5 FM as well. Hunter, you take the 21-point lead. He's right. The starters now, early in games, they got to figure out the last couple of times out. How does the bench respond when he has to go to the bench? Didn't play as well as he would have liked. But if you're going to give away a 21-point lead, which happened, you finish it the way you did, that has to be a confidence boost, doesn't it?
Well, and also being able, like you say, finishing out, because they've struggled to winning at the end, close games. But like you said, at the end of the day, players make plays.
Big plays down the stretch.
Yep.
And the final one by Elijah Brown, the game-winning shot with 5 ticks left on the clock. That's going to do it for us tonight. And we will talk to you on Saturday from Las Cruces in the Pan Am Center, the rivalry matchup, the Rio Grande rivalry. The Lobos look for a sweep of the New Mexico State Aggies. Your final score for the final time tonight. The Lobos renewed their rivalry after a 5-year hiatus with UTEP, and they beat the border rival New Mexico 78, Utep 77. So long, everybody. You're listening to Lobo Basketball from Learfield.